Runner on third, nobody out, top of the first inning. Apologies for the technical difficulties that we faced. But top of the first, runner on third is Thomas Williams. In steps Lucas Bonham. Starter today for the Academy Barons is Jacob Ramirez. He's a right-hander, local to the area, but spent this past spring at Shorter University in Rome, Georgia. Here's the first pitch to Bonham. Inside. 1-0 the count. Again, in case you missed it, in the top of the first inning, Thomas Williams, the leadoff hitter for the Bombers, leads things off with a triple. He's at third base. First hit of the afternoon for the Bombers. The 1-0 to Bonham in the air, foul right side. Let's get you the starting defense for the Barons. It's Jacob Ramirez on the mound. In the outfield, it's Antonio Lujan in left field, Alejandro Torres in center. Jason Del Villar gets the start in right field. Across the infield, it's Nathaniel Williams at third base, J.J. Nielsen at short, and Cole Belfonte at second. Jordan Carrington gets the start at first base today. Breaking ball, Bonham over the top on that one, and it's a 1-2 count to the second baseman. One-two, runner on third. Nigel Buckley gets the start behind home plate. Game 2 of this 3-game homestand. And off speed in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second start on the season for Jacob Ramirez. He'll feature a fastball, cutter, sinker, slider, and a changeup. A lot of movement on his pitches. That pitch runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Bonham, the second baseman. Batting third for the Bombers is Alan Chu. He's on deck. Three-two, right there, that's strike 3. Bonham thought it was ball 4 as he started heading towards first base. First strikeout of the outing for Jacob Ramirez. And thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Barons are 8-19, while the Bombers are 5-11 on the season. 4th time these two teams meet. One more time next weekend. First pitch inside to Chu. Ramirez back set on the mound. Runner on third. Downstairs for ball 2. Barons suffered a 21-5 loss yesterday to the San Diego Waves. Are looking to bounce back. They're in the midst of a 7-game losing streak. Have lost 9 of their past 10 games. They also have lost 6 games in a row here at the Academy. They were once 7-2 on the season here at the MLB Youth Academy. Finished the month of June strong, but July has been a different story for the Barons. On the ground, right side, and it gets into right field. First run of the game for the Bombers, and it's a 1-0 score. So an RBI single off the bat of Alan Chu on a 2-1 count. In steps Mikey Rocha. First AB of the evening for Mikey Rocha. Late addition to the team for the Bombers. Played his first game 2 weeks ago. Foul tips this into the glove. Strike 1. Played this past season at Southeast Missouri State, but the 2 seasons before that, he played at Santa Ana College, where I got very familiar with him in his game. Finished his career hitting .339 in 2 seasons. Also hit 10 home runs, 5 in each year. Off speed, outside. 1-1 the count. Rocha played a little bit of everywhere. His freshman year started majority of the time at shortstop. Breaking ball in there for strike 2. In his sophomore year, he was primarily used as a first baseman. Throw over to first to check in on the runner, Chu, back in standing. First pickoff move by Ramirez. And Ramirez, a native to Carson, California. Went to Compton College, so he played here at the academy for 2 seasons. The 1-2, breaking ball, foul at home plate. We'll do it again. Rocha's making his 10th start on the season for the Bombers in this California Collegiate League. Bombers lead 1-0. Line drive, foul right side. Only 3 more home games on the season if you're not counting tonight. 2025 season has gone in a flash. The 1-2 dives outside. Rocha shows good discipline. That evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. After tomorrow's home game, the Barons will hit the road to take on the Saints in Pasadena. Rocha goes down looking, or swinging. Out number 2. Second strikeout for Jacob Ramirez. Breaking ball downstairs, had Rocha fooled. Runner on first, 2 outs. In steps Kyle Becker. Left fielder, wears number 11. Move over to first to check in on Chu. He's back in standing. First pitch to Becker. In the air towards left field. It'll drift foul. Owen won the count to the left fielder. Breaking ball. Becker way out in front. He's down in an 0-2 hole. 1 run already in for the Bombers. They lead 1-0. 9th start of the season for Kyle Becker. Hitting .222 on the year. Another move over to first. Back in standing is Chu. Williams led the game off with a triple. And it was Alan Chu who drove him in on a 1-out single. Back-to-back throws over to Carrington at first base. Ramirez set from the first base side of the rubber. The 0-2 on the ground over to Belfonte. He shuffles to his right. Strong throw over to first in time, and that's out number 3. So the Bombers do strike first. They lead 1-0. On to the bottom of the first. Let's get you that starting lineup for the Academy Barons. Again, my name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be tuning in from. Barons lineup will look like this. Batting leadoff is third baseman Nathaniel Williams. Cole Belfonte bats second and plays second. Tommy Gooden is in the 3 spot and will do the DH duties for manager Kenny Landreau. Jason Del Villar, the right fielder, bats in the cleanup spot. Left fielder Antonio Lujan bats 5th. In the 6th spot, it's catcher Nigel Buckley. Batting 7th is center fielder Alejandro Torres. J.J. Nielsen bats 8th and plays short. And over at first base, rounding out the order for manager Kenny Landreau, is Jordan Carrington. So the Barons lineup looks like on this Friday evening. They'll take on the San Diego Bombers, 4th time this season, and it's the first time we're seeing pitcher Will Sanford. Will Sanford wears number 80. He stands at 6 foot, He's a sophomore who spent this past season as a freshman at the University of Oregon. Defense behind him will look like this. In the outfield and starting in left field, it's Kyle Becker. In center field, Dylan Fishbow. Blake Mitchell gets his first start of the season in right. In the infield, across the diamond, Mikey Rocha at third base, Thomas Williams at short, Lucas Bonham at second. And at first base, Alan Chu. Behind home plate, calling balls and strikes for the Bombers today is Flynn Barnes. And that's your starting lineup for the visiting San Diego Bombers. Again, they're 5-11, led by manager Scott Stanley, assistant coach Chase Bowen, and pitching coach Bennett Perry. They're an affiliate team here to the California Collegiate League in the South Division. They also play in the Western Baseball Association, so they've been busy playing on both sides. They'll compete in the postseason for the Utah League as well at the end of the month of July. So lots of baseball being played by the Bombers. In steps the leadoff hitter, Nathaniel Williams. He's the brother of Thomas Williams, who's at shortstop. We'll see if he can follow up his brother's act. Both Williams brothers are in the leadoff position. Of course, Thomas Williams led the game off with a triple into right center. Both players are switch hitters. Nathaniel was telling me that his oldest brother, James, was the first of the three brothers to learn how to switch hit, and the other two followed. Nathaniel's been switch hitting since he was 6 years old. 1-0 the count. Again, Will Sanford on the mound for the San Diego Bombers. They lead 1-0 in the bottom of the first. From the windup, second pitch misses outside. Williams started 34 games for the Santa Ana College Dons this past spring. Had to play all over on the field. 16 starts in left field, 7 at third, 7 at first, 1 in center field. Empty on the swing there. 2-1 the count. Finished the season hitting .314 and was named first team All-Orange Empire Conference for his performance this spring. 2-1 downstairs. William chases one in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Look like the changeup from Sanford. 2 switch hitters in the lineup today for KT Landreau. Williams in the leadoff spot, Lujan in the 5 spot. 2-2 outside. That pitch runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Belfonte due up next for the Barons. Here's the pitch from Sanford. In the air, out of play, left side. Wind blowing out towards right field. Pretty cloudy day, which makes it rather humid here in Southern California. Temperature did reach 81, but felt a lot warmer than that with the humidity. Currently at 75 degrees. The 3-2. Williams can't catch up to the fastball. A first strikeout victim of Sanford. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Again, Barons are 8-19, and they need something to go their way here in the month of July. They're currently 1-9 in the month of July. Their only win in the month came on the road at Santa Barbara. It was a 3-0 victory back on July 3rd. That was the last time they were victorious in the game. They lost 21-5 yesterday to the San Diego Waves, who also play in the Western Baseball Association. Belfonte watches the first pitch, missed downstairs. 1-0 the count. Belfonte played this past season at Golden West College. Drives this into left field, right over the glove of Thomas Williams. And it's a 1-out single here. So 1-out single for Belfonte and the Barons. Let's see if they can get up on the board early on. They were down 9-0 before they even got their first hacks yesterday evening. The Waves put up a 9 spot against starter Will Valenzuela. In steps Tommy Gooden, 2025 Home Run Derby champion during the CCL Showcase break. He was one of 5 Barons to represent the team in the CCL Showcase game. He also participated in the Home Run Derby and came out victorious. Put up 18 home runs as he's down 0-1 in the count. But 18 home runs in the championship round. Smacks this into right field and deep. Mitchell goes back, and he watches that carry over the wall. A 2-run blast. Barons have their first lead. 2-1 is the score. Home run number 6 on the year for Tommy Gooden. 99 miles per hour off the bat. Traveled 381 feet. The Barons have their first lead in quite some time. A 2-1 lead here with 1 out in the bottom of the first. We saw Tommy Gooden do a lot of that Wednesday evening, both in the Home Run Derby and all season long, really. We've seen him hit balls over that right field wall during batting practice. Typically get here early to set up, and watching Tommy Gooden swing the bat's always a treat. 2-1 is the score. Base is empty for Jason Del Villar. Another player with some power. Put one over the left field wall yesterday. A 3-run home run. In the bottom of the 6th. Del Villar was also a member of the CCL South team on Wednesday evening. Pitch runs inside. 2-0 the count. Del Villar gets the start in right field. A very versatile defender. We've seen him start at right, left field, and at first base this season. 2-1 the count. Was primarily playing in the outfield with Trevor Schmidt on the roster, but with the injury due to Trevor Schmidt, Del Villar has played a few games at first base. Start number 23 on the season, which is second most. Out of play, right side. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nathaniel Williams leads the team with 24 starts in the year, but both Jason Del Villar and Antonio Lujan are second with 23. Del Villar hits .296 on the season, has 2 home runs and 16 RBIs. The 2-2 from Sanford. Breaking ball on the ground towards Rocha. Comes up with it cleanly. Over to first in time, out number 2. Two out, space is empty for Antonio Lujan. Lujan, another switch hitter in the lineup for manager Kenny Landreau. Hits from the left side with a righty on the mound. Yesterday he bat third in the lineup. Reached twice, finished the game 1 of 4. Foul tips it off the catcher's mask. Barnes has to readjust behind home plate. Strike 1 in the AB. Lujan hitting .231 on the season. He does have a home run. Came on the very first game of the season against the Bombers. Opening night. Big hack, but a miss there. His 16 RBIs, tied for second most on the Barons. The 0-2. That's strike 3 on the edge of the zone. Lujan can't believe the call there by the home plate umpire, but that retires the side. Barons do take their first lead as they lead now 2-1 thanks to the 2-run home run by Tommy Gooden. On to the top of the second. We'll see Gianluca Finelli lead things off for the Bombers when we come back. Top of the second inning here. Barons lead 2-1 over the San Diego Bombers. Thanks for tuning in to Barons Baseball here on this Friday evening. Jacob Ramirez back onto the mound for his second inning of work. We'll see the 6, 7, 8 hitters, Gianluca Finelli, Dylan Fishbow, and then Blake Mitchell. 3 batters due up for Scott Stanley and the San Diego Bombers. Go ahead. So top of the second inning, the first pitch to batter Gianluca Finelli was downstairs for ball 1. Here on the broadcast booth, we're joined by Kamau Neighbors. Thanks for making the time.
Of course, man. I love this place. You know, whenever I'm home, I'm going to be here for sure. This place is awesome to me.
So can you explain your background into baseball and how you got started playing the sport?
Yeah, sure. I mean, my brother, you know, I have an older brother, Keyshawn. He, man, I was like a little dog behind him growing up. Whatever he did, I wanted to do. He ended up, you know, being good at all sports, but really he chose baseball. And I kind of just followed in his footsteps. And that's kind of really how I got here. After I graduated high school, I moved back to California. And I was talking to my brother, and he was like, hey, you know, you can go up to the academy and get some reps in for free. And I was like, yeah, right. So I came here, and really I never looked back. They opened the doors to me. They were always here. And, you know, all I had to do was show up, and they took care of me.
You played for the Barons for a few summers. What are some of your most fondest memories while playing with the team?
Oh, man. This is the best staff. This is some of the best staff in America. And it's unfortunate because it gets taken for granted. I think by the people that aren't here every day, even the players, I think they take for granted the coaches and, you know, how much they really love them and care about them and want to develop them. But this place, I mean, I'd say it's hard to pinpoint a single moment, but just being in the dugout, you know, Coach Bishop, Coach KT, Coach Lowe, Tank, man, TJ, everybody. You got even Shayna, when Shayna and Elijah were here, they helped us a lot. I mean, if I needed ground balls, I could ask anybody, or, you know, if I needed BP or early work, it was always a yes. And like I said, I showed up, and they were there for me.
1 out of the inning after Ramirez strikes out Finelli. It's a 1-1 count to Dylan Fishbow, the 7-hitter. We're chatting here with Kamau Neighbors, player who trained at the academy, played for the Barons in a few different summers, as Carrington leaps and makes the grab for out number 2. spent this past season at Louisville, but before that, you also made a lot of different stops in your collegiate career. Can you talk about your journey through baseball?
Yeah, so it was actually here. I started playing summer ball for the Barons, and Coach Crook at LBCC, he came and saw me play. There was a couple of LBCC guys on the team, Trevor Sutton, Noel Soto, and they thought I'd be a good fit for them. So I said, heck yeah, let's do it. And so I started off at LBCC. COVID happened and the world kind of shut down, so I was only able to play 1 full year there. And then from Long Beach City College, I got an opportunity to go to Cal State Northridge.
There were no runs, there were no hits, there were no errors, there was no left on base. They're going to have to get point. We go to the bottom of the second. Barons lead the Bombers 2-1.
Yeah, at Cal State Northridge with Eddie Cornejo and Bobby Andrews. I mean, all I felt like I needed was an opportunity, and that's what they gave me. And I've done what I've always done. I just put my head down and I went to work. And then I had a good year, my senior year at Cal State Northridge, and I had one more grad year. You know, I wanted to win even more, so I hopped in the portal with that in mind. I wanted to go to a place where I had a chance of winning a national championship, and the University of Louisville gave me that opportunity, and we had a pretty good year this year.
It was a 1-2-3 inning for the Academy Barons after a ground out by Blake Mitchell. On to the bottom of the second, we'll see the 6, 7, 8 hitters. You mentioned you played that season at Long Beach City College with Casey Crook. He's a guy who's been around the game of baseball forever. What's one thing you learned from him?
Oh, man. He loves his guys. He's such a warm-hearted guy. I mean, he's old school, you know. hit one-hop skippers through the infield. I always call some of my old teammates, and we still talk about kind of the things that he used to say. We'll talk about, you know, towards that last year, he was so familiar with the guys that stayed there throughout COVID, so we were able to grow a little bit closer. But, you know, it was hard for him to hold back his laughs at practice. You know, we kind of broke his coaching mold. And, you know, we had him laughing throughout the practices. So he's a great guy. Obviously, when you're coaching at a program for that long and they have the reputation that LBCC has, I mean, that just speaks value to the person that he is.
How did the opportunity come about for you to play baseball at Cal State Northridge?
Yeah, so like I said, I was here at the academy. I mean, I was a late bloomer. Nobody really knew who I was. I was lucky enough to have a pretty good summer playing the All-Star game that summer. You know, I was just reaching out to schools, just wanting an opportunity. And really, not only did the people at the academy believed in me, but I believed in me. There was a lot of people that said, hey, just go ahead, just go NAIA. I don't think you'll be able to play D1 baseball and things like that. But I just knew that, you know, if I got my foot in the door, I'd work my way and I'd prove why I should be there. And I believe it was August, actually, so very late into the year. And I was actually here at the academy hitting in the cages. And Coach Eddie Cornejo, he called me and he said, hey, we're going to give you an opportunity to come on as a walk-on. And that was a really good moment. I think I went inside, I hugged KT. I thanked the Lord out on the field by the cages. So that was a really good moment for me to start my Division I journey at Cal State Northridge.
Bottom of the second starts with a hit batter. Buckley reaches first after Sanford plunks him on a 1-1 count. We'll see Alejandro Torres and J.J. Nielsen, the three batters, due up. Barons lead 2-1. We're chatting here with Kamau Neighbors, player who played for the Academy Barons the past few summers. Spent this past season at Louisville. So talk me through that recruiting process and how you end up at Louisville playing for the Cardinals.
Right, so I got into the transfer portal, and, you know, the transfer portal for sure, it's a scary place. With the new NCAA rules and things like that. So, you know, I went in there not knowing what would happen, and luckily I got a lot of interest out of the portal. And I was playing summer ball in North Carolina, and it was after a late game. It was actually like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I got an email from my hitting coach, Coach Snyder. He's like, hey, you know, let's talk. And obviously, you know, Louisville, the type of program that they have, I was super excited. I didn't expect him to respond to me at 1 o'clock, but he said, oh, I'm calling you right now. So, you know, I was on the bus, started chatting with him. And then I think he came and saw me the next day or two play in Virginia. And, once I met him, once I talked to him, I was like, hey, Coach, I'm coming to Louisville. And that's how I got there.
It's a single for Alejandro Torres. There's now runners on first and second, nobody out in the bottom of the second inning. Now Louisville got to play in the College World Series. What was that like? What was that experience like, and what was your most memorable moment?
Oh yeah, so people ask me that all the time, kind of what it was. It's everything that you think it would be, growing up. Just the atmosphere, just playing against the best. You try to calm yourself down when you're there. So it'll probably hit me kind of what we went through and what we did probably years from now. But it was just I love the game, whether I'm playing a scrimmage or I'm playing in the College World Series. I think when you go into every single game you have the opportunity to play like it's your last. I think when you do get that opportunity to play some big games, you feel like you've been there before. I'd say just the opportunity to go there with the guys that you work with all year, all fall, all spring. The guys that you fought with, you cried with, they become your brothers and your family. So just to do something special like that together, I'd say that whole thing was my favorite part.
Was it tough as a grad transfer with only 1 year to develop chemistry with some of the guys and also the coaching staff?
Right. So I think that's where you got to credit the coaching staff at Louisville and the guys that they are bringing in. They're all great guys. So right when I got there, they welcomed me in with open arms, and it was a brotherhood from a very, very early stage in the fall, and we just continued to get closer and closer. So I just tried to be myself. I'm gonna be in the cages all the time. I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love who you are. I'm gonna watch out for you like you're my brother. And there was other guys on the team that thought the same way, and that's why I think that we were so close.
There's a conversation between the three umpires as whether or not J.J. Nielsen was hit by the pitch. After the conversation, it looks like they do confirm Nielsen's at first, so the bases are loaded for the Barons. In steps Jordan Carrington. There's still nobody out here in the bottom of the second. They lead 2-1, a chance for the Barons to put up more runs. We're chatting here with Kamau Neighbors. First pitch from Sanford to Carrington. Outside for ball one. You mentioned that there was some nerves that you go through as a player. On the biggest stage in the College World Series, what were some of those things you were telling yourself to calm yourself down? Oh, yeah. So self-talk is huge when you play this game. And it's silly, but when you're in the box or you're in the on-deck circle, you really gotta believe that you're the best hitter on the planet, or when you're out on defense or you're on the mound. If you don't believe it, then, they're going to eat you up out there. So just, just reminding myself how prepared I was for the moment, speaking good words into myself, really, to my teammates, just encouraging myself and encouraging those around me. That's really all what it's about. Any negative thoughts that come into your mind, man, you just got to fill those with just really being prepared. If I wasn't prepared, then I'd be nervous. But all the hard work I've put in throughout my life, especially the last year, just going in there knowing that I'm prepared, that really eased the nerves for me. 3-1 the count to Jordan Carrington. What are some things you did on the side outside of practice, outside of being in the cage and weight room to help give you the edge? Oh yeah,
you're gonna find me at church, at my apartment or at my house, or at the field. So at the end of the day, for me, I can put in all the hard work. I can do this or that, but at the end of the day, the Lord for me brings the increase. I just went out there. I trusted in Him, and He's never let me down. So I'd say that's for sure my advantage. I've got the Lord on my side. I've got Him in my heart, and I try to live my life to honor Him. So that's definitely what I go out there and try to do.
Carrington goes down swinging for the first out of the second inning. Bases are still loaded for Nathaniel Williams. Can you share what's next on your baseball journey?
Yeah, I just so I didn't get an opportunity to get drafted, which is all right, but I just signed a contract with the Colorado Springs Sky Sox with Dimitri Young, so I'm pretty excited about that. And we go from there. We just do what I've always done, put my head down and go to work. So I'm really excited for that opportunity.
Okay. When do you have to report for the Sky Scots?
I'm supposed to meet them up in Oakland on Tuesday, so quick turnaround, but probably come here and get some work in before I leave and start to get ready to do that.
0-1 the count to Nathaniel Williams. Base is still loaded. Infield back for the Bombers. Sanford still on the mound. Barons lead 2-1. Foul ball out of play. Again, we're chatting here with Kamau Neighbors. You're in the broadcast booth. Do you have a favorite baseball movie of all time?
Oh, The Sandlot. Oh, by far. There's nothing that comes close. The Sandlot for sure. I can watch that movie whenever. And I don't like rewatching movies, but I'll rewatch The Sandlot.
Was there a favorite thing to snack on in the dugout?
Man. When I'm playing, I'm so dang locked into the game. Our trainers, they always try to get me to eat to keep myself fueled. Honestly, a good banana or two throughout the game. Make sure I'm not cramping. That's the way to go. That Gatorade, though, that's a trap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of sugar.
Yeah, you got to stay away from that Gatorade when you're playing.
On the ground for the shortstop to his brother, Thomas Williams. Over to second for one, and it's a 6-4-3 double play. So the Barons don't get a run in a bases-loaded situation. And we're chatting here with Kamau Neighbors. On to the top of the third. The top of the third, we'll see the 9-1-2 hitters due up for the San Diego Bombers. Barons lead 2-1. We'll have you on for a couple more questions.
Oh, yeah,
if
you
don't
guys
mind.
can have me on for as long as you need.
Right on, right on. Is there a favorite food spot in your hometown that you grew up on that you want to shout out?
Actually, so I'll eat Chipotle every single day for the rest of my life.
Okay.
But there is this place by my house called Chinolo. It's like I don't even know how to describe it, but I get it's like ancient grains, noodles, a little chicken bowl. That place is pretty good. Thank you for reminding me because I need to go get some of that before I get out of here. But yeah, Chipotle is all around the country. I'll eat Chipotle day and night, 3 times a day. That place never gets old.
Did you have a favorite player growing up that you idolized?
People always ask me, like, you got a favorite player, favorite team? I just love the game so much. I know how, the work that you got to put to be good at this game. So, man, I'm just a baseball fan. All 30 teams are my favorite team, Everybody's my favorite player. That's definitely a tough question for me because I love the game. There's things that make every player special. Jose Ramirez I like, switch hitter. Francisco Lindor, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman. Ronald Acuna Jr. I could go on and on. I'm just a baseball fan.
So let me transition to this because you're a guy who puts in that extra work. Is there any teammate that you've had that really impressed you, whether it was from LBCC or to your time at Louisville, that just stood out?
I play with so many great guys, and I don't even necessarily, as far as the teammates that I've grown closest to, they've been the ones that were there with me. So, for example, at LBCC, Moises Guzman, he played at Cal State Fullerton. We actually, both of us, we didn't play much at LBCC the first year. That team was stacked, but we'd get up before the game. Let's say we had like a 1 o'clock game. We'd get to the field at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
And, just work together. And, during the game we weren't playing, we'd fall asleep in the dugout. So just laughing about those moments. And then I go on to Cal State Northridge. Mason Lee, Jake Simons, Kevin Fitzer. He's in the Rockies organization right now. And then at Louisville, the list goes on. If you were in the cage working, obviously we grew close. And even here on the Barons, Julian Boyd, they really started to become, even Thomas Williams, as he's about to hit. Oh my gosh, I love that guy. I love his brother James. I've never played with the youngest, but they're all. That's a great family, and that's a great baseball family. So just guys like that. I'm truly blessed to know the people that I've met through this game, and I can't put my finger on a favorite teammate. So my wedding day, probably gonna have a pretty big wedding because I can't have a specific list.
Gotcha.
I gotta bring them all.
You mentioned the Williams family. They're all switch hitters.
Yes.
You're a switch hitter too.
Yeah.
What's some of the most difficult things about switch hitting?
Yeah. So actually, when I was playing with Tommy, you know, I told him change my name to Williams, my last name. You know, they're all I played with James too. Honestly, you'd ask them and they'd probably say the same thing. Just I think we're all natural right-handed hitters. I'm not sure about the youngest, but me, Tommy, and James were all natural right-handed hitters. So naturally, we feel like we have to work more on the left side. So if you see, I try to make it pretty equal. So when I get in the box, you know, people tell me what side do you like best. I say I'll hit upside down if I have to, you know. But that's just kind of the mindset you have to have as a switch hitter. You don't want to think that you're better from one side or the other, and that just goes into the positive self-talk and the confidence. But you see, you know, players like Thomas, they'll warm up, and you know he'll take 3 rounds out of the 4 from the left side, just because probably he feels like it's a little more natural from the right side. So I'd just say, for me, just growing. Actually, the reason I am a switch hitter is because the coaching staff here at the Barons. As you guys know, KT, he's a left-handed hitter. You know, we were always working in the cage, and whenever I joke around, I was like, well, I can actually see the ball pretty good, lefty. So I kept it. I kept going. I sucked at it. But there was one thing they told me, that if I keep working, I can do it. And there's plenty of coaches that told me I couldn't do it. But the academy coaches, they always believed in me and said, like, dude, we seen you work. You know, keep going. So I feel pretty good now from both sides of the plate. Obviously, there's always more room to improve on, but I would say if I'm lucky enough to have a son or a couple sons, I'd love that. They're either going to be a lefty or a switch hitter.
Okay.
But they won't be right-handed hitter.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's a 2-1 count to Lucas Bonham. 2 outs in the inning. Ramirez dealing. He's retired 8 straight batters in a row, but he has Bonham in a 3-1 count. Again, we're chatting here with Kamau Neighbors, former player of the Academy Barons a few summers. Played this past season at Louisville. Barons lead 2-1. 3-1 pitch misses upstairs, and so it's a 2-out walk for the Bombers. You mentioned you learned some things from KT hitting-wise.
Oh, yeah.
But what are some of those lessons that you're going to take away, just mindset-wise and overall from KT?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I mean, hitting is one thing, but just learning the game. I mean, I didn't even know how long he played in the big leagues, but Coach Bishop, Coach Lowe, all those guys that played at Tank, all those guys that just been around baseball for a long time and know the game. It's the little stuff that you don't even see, and just, you know, sitting with them during the innings in the dugout, I mean, you know, what the pitcher's tendencies are, you know, pitches that you expect to do damage on, the counts, just a bunch of stuff that you wouldn't even think goes into the game of baseball. So their minds, they got some special baseball minds. I think that's really what separated them while they played. And, you know, they just kind of spoke life into me and taught me the game while I was here.
Is that something you notice right away when you whether meet a teammate or a coach, that some guys just know the game a little bit better?
Oh, yeah. You'd be surprised about how many people don't know the game. And going back to my time at Cal State Northridge, I really credit Coach Cornejo. I played third base my whole entire year, my last year there, and I've never played third base a day in my life. And that's a tough position, and not necessarily, you know, a ground ball's a ground ball, you know, that's never going to change. But just, you know, where to play certain players during certain situations in the game, you know, and when you're in the middle infield, you're either, you know, you may be shifting from batter to batter, but you're playing normal depth or you're playing double play depth, you know. At third base, you got to, you know, okay, what if there's a single and I'm the cutoff home, you know, no doubles when I should be in no doubles protecting the line. Just a bunch of that stuff. So I'm lucky I've had coaches, even at Louisville, but I'm just lucky I've had coaches my whole life that really knew the game and wanted to teach it. So that's really special for me.
An error on the pitcher. Pickoff move over to Carrington goes wide. And so Bonham stands at second base. 2 outs, a runner in scoring position, and a 2-1 count to Allen Chu. Move over to second, no throw by Ramirez. Do you see yourself ever coaching in the future when your playing career is done?
I'm not sure. I have no clue what the Lord has in store for me, but everybody says I'd be a good coach, but I think I just love the game so much. That's why they say that. So if that's what the Lord has in store for me. You know, like I said, I just love helping people. I'm not sure, but you know, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
The 3-1 foul ball on a check swing right into the Barons dugout. This is a very random question. It's going to feel random to you, but these past couple weeks we've had the skunk appear at the Academy Barons.
Oh, wow.
During your time here, did they ever, the skunk make an appearance while you were here?
I don't know if there was any skunks, but we definitely had some animals on the field. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get at the Academy, so it's always a fun time.
It's a line drive to Carrington again. He uses his height to glove it. Third out of the inning, on to the bottom of the third. We really appreciate you for making the time out here to come to the press box and just talking baseball. And I don't want to take too much of your time.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
This was beautiful. Again, that's Kamau Neighbors here on the broadcast. When we come back, bottom of the third. There's a new pitcher on the mound for the San Diego Bombers, a right-hander. Wears number 38 by the name of Max Murray. Stands at 6 foot, played this past season at UC Berkeley. Currently in the transfer portal. Has only made one start this season. It was against the Barons back on June 6th. That was the first game of the season in the California Collegiate League. Remember, the Bombers play in the CCL, but also the Western Baseball Association. So while he only has one appearance in the CCL, he could have been very busy this summer with the Western Baseball Association games. First pitch to Belfonte is outside. Two, three, four hitters due up for the Barons in the bottom of the third. They lead 2-1. Breaking ball for a strike. 1-1 the count. We'll reset the defense for you as well during this inning. Bombers picked up 1 run in the first. Barons responded with 2, thanks to the 2-run blast by Tommy Gooden. Misses the front door, ball 2. Behind home plate, it's Flynn Barnes. Over at first base, Alan Chu. Lucas Bonham plays second. Thomas Williams at short. And over at third base, Mikey Rocha. Another breaking ball inside. 3-1 the count. In the outfield, it's Kyle Becker in left. Fishbow in center. Blake Mitchell in right field. That's the defense. Barnes going to call time and readjust his straps on his shin guard. Again, big thanks to Kamau Neighbors, who joined the broadcast during the second inning. Played at the Academy Barons for a few summers. Started at Long Beach City College, then at Cal State Northridge. Spent this past spring with the Louisville Cardinals on their journey to the College World Series. Pretty cool chatting baseball with him. Had a lot of player interviews during the course of the season. A couple parents as well. Inside for ball 4. We also had head coach Shannon Williams of the Compton College baseball program. So just been able to talk a lot of baseball this summer, and it's been a beautiful thing. So another base runner for Tommy Gooden. Last time, Belfonte was at first when Gooden hit the 2-run home run over the wall. Again, he's the home run derby champion in the CCL this year. Was a redshirt this past season at Vanderbilt. Outside, ball 1. He was one of our first interviews that first weekend here on the Barons YouTube channel. He mentioned how he put on about 25 to 30 pounds over the course of the school year with Vanderbilt in their strength and conditioning program. 2-0. He was recruited as a first baseman, played at Camarillo High School, and helped them win a Division IV CIF Southern Section Championship in 2024. Chu holds the runner at first, the 2-0. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 3-0 the count, and it seems like Murray doesn't have a good sense of the strike zone at the moment. Batter on deck is Jason Del Villar. Barons lead 2-1. Generous strike call there. Moves the count to 3-1. So Sanford's day is done after 2 innings. He uses 49 pitches. Outside. 5-pitch walk. Back-to-back walks issued by Max Murray to start the inning. Now time is called by the pitching coach Bennett Perry. Again, thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. A look ahead at the upcoming schedule for the Academy Barons. Tomorrow they'll take on the Philippines Baseball Group. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. They'll travel to the Saints in Pasadena on Sunday, July 20th. Then on Tuesday, July 22nd, they'll host the Arroyo Seco Saints for the last time this season. First pitch scheduled at 6:05. That's again on Tuesday, July 22nd. And then the last home game of the season will come against the Bombers on Saturday, July 26th. So only 3 more home games for the Academy Barons this summer. This season has really flown on by. Again, mound visit here at the Academy for the Bombers. Bottom of the 3rd. Barons squabbled the opportunity to put up some more runs. They had the bases loaded, but nobody out. Carrington struck out, and Nathaniel Williams grounded into a 6-4-3, started by his brother Thomas Williams. So pretty unfortunate there that the Barons were unable to get any runs in the second inning with the bases loaded. Barons have 2 runs off 3 hits. Neither team has an error. Bombers have 1 run off 2 hits. Mound visit over. Del Villar steps back in. Murray has walked the last 2 batters. Nobody out. Bottom 3rd. Del Villar grounded out to the 3rd baseman, and time is called as Barnes makes his way to the mound. Maybe the two were not on the same page. Belfonte, the runner at second. Gooden, the runner at first. Del Villar, a native to Corona, California, played at Corona Centennial before transferring or playing at San Bernardino Valley Junior College. Foul tips the first pitch into the glove, 0-1. After 2 seasons at SBVC, transferred to Sonoma State. Played this past school year there. 1-1 the count. Barons have 2 members from Sonoma State's baseball program. Hudson LaBarbera and Jason Del Villar. Both players talked about how they got the news back in January that Sonoma State was discontinuing all 11 of their athletic programs. He drives this into left field. It has the distance. It actually one-hops the wall, and so only one run will score. 3-1 the score now, advantage Academy Barons. It's a long single for Jason Del Villar. Another RBI, 17 RBIs on the season for Del Villar. Off the bat, it looked good, but didn't quite catch the barrel. Did leave the bat off of 106. In steps Antonio Lujan. There's still nobody out. Barons lead 3-1. Mikey Rocha going to play even with the bag at third base. He drives this one into right center. Mitchell goes back towards the track. It's the center fielder who calls him off. Fishbow makes a catch on the dirt. Gooden tags up and is at third base now. So allowed out number 1. Another rocket off the bat of Lujan. Murray's not missing many bats at the moment. 1 out of the inning. Runners at the corners. Del Villar at first. Gooden at third. In steps Nigel Buckley. Buckley was hit by a pitch to lead off the second inning. This runs inside and hits him again, and he looks rather frustrated. Sure, it wasn't intentional, but when you get hit twice, you only see 2 pitches, especially in Summer League. Guys want to swing the bat. Quick conversation with the home plate umpire and Max Murray. The bases are now loaded. So Buckley takes first. Some guys head over to the bullpen for the Bombers as Murray's into some trouble. Only 1 out in the inning. We'll see Alejandro Torres, who singled in the second. Becker in left field almost had a chance to make that play, but the ball died right in front of him. Might have tipped off his glove. Bases loaded. Torres swings at the first pitch and fouls it back. Gooden at third base, Del Villar at second, Buckley at first. Up and in to Torres. Torres, a native to Sacramento, California. Played a season at Sacramento City College before transferring to Hope International. Inside, 2-1. Over the course of his career, Torres got to spend some time in Europe, played in a league in Germany, and also played for the Greek national team with his brother during the 2021 European Championship Series. Another miss, 3-1 the count. Three balls, 1 strike, 1 out. The base is loaded in the bottom of the third. Barons lead 3-1, 1 run already across. Puts this on the ground, off the glove of Rocha and into left field. Gooden scores, Del Villar gets the wave. Buckley gets the breaks at third base, and it's a 2 RBI double for Torres. "5-1 is the score. Barons offense has woken up in a big way, and they lost yesterday by a score of 21-5. Before the CCL Showcase break, they were shut out in back-to-back games. They lost to the Riptide 5-0 and then lost to the Foresters 3-0. They had 3 days off. They played yesterday evening. Right from the get-go, they gave up 9 runs in the top of the first. Nielsen sends this into the air. Center field, Fishbow positions himself. Both runners looking to tag. Buckley comes home from third base. Throw goes to third to keep Torres at second. 6-1 is the score. Sacrifice fly for Nielsen. Two outs. Looked like Murray wasn't going to be able to finish the inning, but has a chance to do so here with Carrington at the plate. Carrington stands at 6'3", one of the taller players on the roster. Drives this into center field over the middle infielders. Torres rounds third and will tap home plate. 7-1 is the score, an RBI single for Jordan Carrington. Again, the Barons offense has been rather cold as of late, but a 5-run surge here in the bottom of the third. Scott Stanley makes his way to the mound, and we're going to have our first pitching change during the game. We'll see a new pitcher on the mound for the San Diego Bombers. Again, Max Murray took over for starter Will Sanford. Not sure if Sanford was on a pitch count. He only used 49 pitches to get him through 2 innings. We'll see a new pitcher, 53. We'll get you the name and then cut to a commercial break. Isaac Cota. So Isaac Cota is the new pitcher. When we come back, we'll tell you a little bit more about him. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. New pitcher to tell you about is a right-hander by the name of Isaac Cota. Comes from Descanso, California, and he spent this last season at Grossmont College. Committed to Cal State San Marcos this summer as of June 19th. Out of high school, he committed to Cal State Dominguez Hills. And for the San Diego Bombers here in the CCL, he's making his 7th appearance. He's pitched 9 innings, does have a save on the season, and has an ERA of 2 flat. In 9 innings, he's only given up 2 runs. He has 7 strikeouts to go along with 4 walks. He last pitched July 12th against the Orange County Riptide. Pitched 2 innings, gave up 1 run, 2 hits, a walk, and a strikeout almost a week ago. He pitched against the Barons back on June 17th, and that's when he picked up the save in a 4-3 victory for the Bombers. Pitched 1 inning, picked up 2 strikeouts, and the save. Okay, that was a long time ago, June 17th. Carrington's at first, 2 outs. And Nathaniel Williams fouled this one off to the right side. Five runs have come in here in the bottom of the third. Barons lead 7-1. 7 runs off 6 hits, no errors. It's the 9th man to come to the plate here this inning. The 0-1 pitch looked like something off speed. Misses high and wide. 1-1 the count. One and one, 2 outs, runner at first. Williams puts this in the air, out of play, left side. Count moves to 1-2. Again, Williams a very talented switch hitter. 2 other brothers, James and Thomas. Carrington, big lead at first base. That forces Cota to step off. The lights are on here at the academy, but still plenty of daylight this evening. A lovely evening to say the least, as the humidity has sort of fizzled away. Another foul ball left side. If you're like me, you didn't know where Descanso is in the state of California. It's very inland in San Diego County. If you know where El Cajon is, it's about an hour and a half more inland towards Cuyamaca Rancho State Park and some of the reservations deep in sort of central California, the center. Upstairs for ball 2. And Cota on the mound from Descanso. Carrington at first. Williams with the 2-2 count. Runner takes off. Barnes will throw down to second. High throw, and Carrington beats it. Stolen base for Jordan Carrington, not known for his speed, but he got off to such a big lead. Bag was there for the taking. Full count. Batter on deck is Belfonte. He started the inning off with a walk. Second pitcher of this inning, as Cota has to come in relief of Max Murray. On the ground up the middle for his brother one more time. Thomas throws out his brother Nathaniel Williams. 6-3 for out number 3. On to the top of the 4th. Leading things off will be Mikey Rocha, the former Santa Ana College Don, when we come back. Ramirez back on the mound for the Academy Barons. The Carson native makes his second start on the season. Last week he got his first start of the year and was rather effective, although he didn't result in a victory. He pitched 4 innings against the Bombers, only gave up 1 earned run, 3 runs total, allowed 4 hits, and did pick up 4 strikeouts. The offense went quiet. The Barons only scored 2 runs in that game. It was a 6-2 victory for the Bombers. Again, here at the Academy, the Barons have yet to win here at the Academy in the month of July. Their lone win came against the Santa Barbara Foresters on the road. We'll see the 4, 5, 6 hitters. Mikey Rocha leads things off. And Rocha was a very fun player to watch at Santa Ana College for 2 seasons. 2023 as a freshman, he helped the Dons win a state championship. In 2024, he got very close to repeating. Dons lost in the state semifinals. First pitch downstairs. Rocha's 0 for 1, struck out swinging in the first inning. There's that breaking ball, but it misses outside. 2-0 the count. And Ramirez features a fastball, cutter, sinker, slider, and a changeup. 5-pitch arsenal for the right-hander from Shorter University. Something off speed there that had Rocha off balance. Two and 1 the count. Ramirez has 3 strikeouts in the outing thus far. Bounces this one. 3-1 the count. He did allow a walk in the 3rd inning. First walk of the outing. Tapper off home plate. Foul ball, says home plate umpire. That runs the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Kyle Becker on deck. Barons lead 7-1 in the top of the 4th. Nobody on base, a 3-2 count. Misses the edge of the zone with the breaking ball, and so Rocha reaches via the walk. It's a tough take there, coming from the right-handed pitcher. A lot of movement on that breaking ball. In steps the left-handed hitting left fielder, Kyle Becker. First pitch on the ground into right field. Back-to-back base runners for the Bombers as they look to get back on the scoreboard. They've been held off the scoreboard since the top of the 1st. It was a leadoff triple by Thomas Williams to start the game, and Alan Chu drove him in on an RBI single. In steps Gianluca Finelli, the DH. He struck out looking in his last at-bat. Wind blowing out towards right field. Nobody out. Pitch is in there on the paint. Strike 1. Rocha at second base. Becker at first. Alfonte keeps a close eye at second. Buckley blocks this to his right. Both runners stay put. 1-1 the count. At the beginning of the season, there was 3 catchers on the roster for the Barons. The 2 of them parted ways. Isaac Ocampo was the lone one to stay, and Barons were able to get Nigel Buckley on the roster here in the second half of the season. Finelli looks silly there on the swing. 1-2 the count. Breaking ball had him off balance. Again, Ramirez really knows how to use those 5 pitches to his advantage. A lot of different movement on each of those 5 pitches. Checks in on the runner at second. Little chess match between him and Rocha. Pitch misses outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two the count, nobody out. Runners on first and second. Finelli goes down swinging. Strikeout number 4 of the outing for Ramirez. That's a big first out. Ground ball could get the Barons out of the inning. In steps Dylan Fishbow, the center fielder. He lined out to the first baseman, Carrington. Carrington's made a few plays over there at first, using his height to his advantage. There were line drives up in the air. On the ground, foul, left side. Oh, 1 the count to Dylan Fishbow. Fishbow, a native to Carlsbad, California. Another tapper, left side, foul. Count moves to 0-2. Spent this past school year playing at the Stevens Institute of Technology, where he made 37 starts and hit 398. It's a Division III school in Hoboken, New Jersey. Ramirez makes the move towards second, no throw. 1 out. Rocha at second base. Becker at first. Fishbow at the plate. The 0-2. Great miss there, outside. Fishbow lays off. Ball 1. Ramirez steps off. Resets himself. Back onto the rubber. 1-2 the count. Foul ball out of play, right side. Fishbow battles. Ramirez, 1 out. Top of the 4th. Barons lead 7-1. Downstairs with the breaking ball, and Fishbow chases out of the zone. Strike number 3, out number 2.
Number 57, Blake Mitchell.
Strong pitching display by Ramirez as he tries to work out of a jam here in the top of the 4th. Still runners on first and second. In steps Blake Mitchell. We mentioned him at the top of the broadcast. Player to keep an eye on. It's his first game with the San Diego Bombers. He spent this past school year at Spring Hill College in Texas. Very fast player. Chases one downstairs. 0-2 the count. Again, Ramirez, a right-hander, has that sinker and the changeup that both run away from the left-handed hitter, using it to his advantage here. Move over to second to check in on Rocha. No throw. Rocha, a very savvy player, has gone off to some big secondaries. On the ground for Nielsen at short. Over to second, not going to be in time. Belfonte not in the vicinity. Now the bases are loaded. It's going to be a tough play for Nielsen to go to first, as he had to go to his right. It's always a tough throw as you have to get deep in the gap. Belfonte fell asleep over there at second base. So fielder's choice for Mitchell. In steps Flynn Barnes, the catcher. Grounded out to the second baseman. Downstairs, and it gets away from Buckley. Rocha races towards the plate. 7-2 is the score. You could say Rocha generated that run with his base running. Very savvy player. At second, he was getting off the big secondaries. That pulled Nielsen towards the bag and away from the gap. And it was Mitchell who sent it on the ground towards Nielsen's right. He had no play at second or at first, which loaded the bases. And then a wild pitch allows Rocha to score from third. This off the end of the bat. Foul ball. So now 2 runners in scoring position. Second and third. Mitchell at second base. Becker at third. Good speed on the base paths for the Bombers. Barnes has a 1-1 count. Ramirez delivers. This one lines into center field. Torres comes up firing. Carrington cuts it off. 2 more runs come to score for the Bombers. A 7-4 game. So 2 RBI single for Flynn Barnes makes it 7-4. We're going to see pitching coach A.J. Monterez call time and make his way for the first mound visit of the evening. And Ramirez really ran into some trouble when he had runners on first and second, and it's one of those small, minute things here in baseball, but Rocha really pulled Nielsen away from his normal shortstop position by getting off to big leads and big secondaries. That forced Nielsen to come closer to the bag. On a grounder to his right, with Mitchell coming out of the batter's box, there was just no chance at first base. Belfonte got to second too late, and so the bases then became full. A wild pitch, and then a single by Barnes put up 3 runs. It's the little things here in the sport of baseball, and Rocha was able to use that to his advantage. Conversation over between Monterez and Ramirez. In steps Thomas Williams, another savvy player from the Santa Ana College baseball program. Was a member of the 2023 state championship team, however, missed much of that season due to an injury. As he slaps this into left field, it one hops to Lujan. The inning stays alive. Another single. Runners on first and second. But just to finish the thought, Williams' injury that 2023 season allowed Rocha to start 20-plus games at shortstop. Williams was a starting shortstop for much of the year, suffered an injury, and Rocha had to start at shortstop down the stretch, and as a freshman, stepped up, helped the Dons win a state championship. First pitch to Lucas Bonham, played this past season at El Camino. Pitch runs outside. Some guys getting loose in the bullpen. No one throwing just yet, but moving around for the Barons. The 1-0. Chases one in the dirt. 1-1 the count. Bonham started 45 games for the Warriors this past year. Hit .377. Drove in 57 runs. On the ground, right side of the infield. Nielsen tries to backhand. Can't come up with it. Things falling apart here for the Barons. Bases loaded. Still 2 outs. They're 1 out away. Just everything hasn't been easy after the fielder's choice by Mitchell. In steps Alan Chu. First baseman hits from the left side. Upstairs, ball 1. Ramirez into the 70s on his pitch count. Next one will be number 74. Ramirez comes set. The 1-0. Right on the edge. Evens the count at 1-1. Barnes the runner at third base. Thomas Williams at second. Bonham at first. Barons lead 7-4. Tapper, right side of the infield. It's off the foot of Chu, so first base umpire calls it foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Chu is the 9th man to come to the plate. One into the count, 2 outs. Ramirez and the Barons 1 strike away. Off speed, downstairs. Chu lays off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mikey Rocha, who started the inning, the batter on deck. 2-2. Chu is set down via the strikeout. Ramirez with a huge out number 3. 3 runs do come across, but the Barons still have a 7-4 lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. My name is Noah Alvarez. Thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Cole Belfonte will lead things off when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Bottom of the fourth inning, we'll see the 2-3-4 hitters. Barons have a 7-4 lead. Isaac Cota returns to the mound. He took over in the third inning with 2 outs and was able to get to Nathaniel Williams to ground out. He's the third pitcher we're seeing this evening for the Bombers. Will Sanford started the game and only lasted 2 innings. Max Murray was the first man in relief and only able to pick up 2 outs. So Isaac Cota, a recent commit to Cal State San Marcos. Barnes gets his throw down. Belfonte, Gooden, and Del Villar, the 3 batters, do up.
Number 26, Cole Belfonte.
Again, Belfonte, a newer addition here to the Academy Barons. Played this past season with the Golden West Rustlers. A lot of players on the roster from that program. Before that, he played at Los Alamitos High School. First pitch strike. And Cota, pretty tall on the mound, stands at 6'5". Played last season at Grossmont College. At the top of the zone with some movement. No balls and 2 strikes to Belfonte. He's 1 for 1. He drew a walk in his last at bat. Came around to score on the RBI by Del Villar. The 0-2, Belfonte fouls it off. Stays alive, no balls and 2 strikes to count. Belfonte started this summer playing in the Northwoods League, which many consider to be one of the top 3 summer leagues in the nation. Was playing for the La Crosse Loggers and appeared in 8 games. Upstairs. But after those 8 games, came back home to Southern California. Became a member of the Barons. Gets his 2nd start on the season. Listed as a utility player, can play infield and outfield. Breaking ball on the ground for Rocha at third base. Fires it over to first in time. First out of the inning. So now we'll see Tommy Gooden. Gooden had the 2-run home run in the first inning. Traveled 389 feet. 99 miles per hour off the bat. We've seen a lot harder hit home runs by Tommy Gooden. That was his 6th of the season. Of course, he was the home run derby champion this past Wednesday. 6 players competed in the derby. Gooden came out on top. And what was an impressive display of power and also just speed. Both him and pitching coach A.J. Monterez were on quite a pace. And that's what allowed them to get so many home runs in during the 2 rounds he competed in. 2-0 the count. Gooden also made a start in the CCL Showcase game at the DH position. Sitting 301 on the year. That breaking ball catches the back door. Couldn't start it to go around. 2-1 the count to the DH. Base is empty, 1 out. Ooh, looked like a good pitch to hit. Gooden comes up empty. Two balls and 2 strikes. Here's a pitch from Cota. Pitch maybe outside the zone. Gooden had to protect. He's down for the second out of the inning. First strikeout of the outing for Isaac Cota. In steps Jason Delviar as he looks to keep the inning alive. Bottom 4. There's that breaking ball in on the front door. 7-4 is the score. Barons lead. They picked up 2 runs in the first, 5 in the third inning. All those were against Max Murray. He only lasted 2/3 of an inning. Foul ball into the net. No balls and 2 strikes. At the top of the 5th, we'll see Mikey Rocha lead things off for the San Diego Bombers. We'll see if there's a new pitcher on the mound for the Barons. Ramirez currently at 76 pitches in his outing. Ran into some trouble in the 4th. The 0-2, Delviar smacks this high into the air. Don't think he got all of that one as Becker has time to camp underneath it and make the grab for out number 3. Barons go down 1-2-3. Cota doing a job out of the bullpen. Top of the 5th, Mikey Rocha leads things off when we come back. One 0 the count. Jimmy Welsher, the new pitcher for the Barons, in the top of the 5th. A 1-1 count to Mikey Rocha, third baseman today. So Ramirez is done after 76 pitches. Pitches 4 full innings. Has a 7-4 lead, and Rocha slaps this into right field. A leadoff single. Bombers picked up 3 runs in the 4th inning. They trail by 3. 7-4 is the score. Lefty on lefty matchup here. Welsher taking on Kyle Becker. We'll see how the lefty fares. Welsher, a very experienced player. Ran around the game of baseball for quite some time. One of the older players on the roster. We had him on the broadcast early on in the season. Out of play, left side. 0-1. Welsher started his journey, in collegiately at least, at Orange Coast College. Played this past spring at the University of New Mexico Highlands. Rocha at first. Carrington holds. Slaps this into left center field. Lujan gives chase. Makes the no off the glove as he tried to make that catch on the run. Rocha gets the halt sign. There's 2 runners in scoring position. It's going to be a tough play. We'll see what they rule that. As Lujan had to go a long way and nearly made an impressive catch, falling to his knees. They do give it a hit, so a double for Becker.
Number 21, Gianluca Finelli.
Tough break there for the Barons. Instead of 1 out and 1 runner on, nobody out. 2 runners in scoring position for Gianluca Finelli. Barons have to find a way to weather the storm. Finelli comes up empty. That's the changeup there from Welsher. Welsher's a guy that's not going to overpower you. His fastball doesn't get higher than the mid-80s. He throws strikes, and he knows how to use his movement. 0-2, back-to-back changeups. The 0-2. The breaking ball sets down Finelli, and he's out number 1. First strikeout for Jimmy Welsher. Now we'll see Dylan Fishbow get a cut. Roach the runner at third, Becker the runner at second. 3 pitches result in 1 out. Welsher, big breath before he comes with the first pitch. Lifts this into the air, right field. Del Villar sets himself up. Here's the throw. Not going to be in time. Rocha steps on the bag. Run number 5. It's a 7-5 game. Also tagging up is Becker as he goes to third base. An RBI for Dylan Fishbow. Barons threw over to third to see if Rocha left early. But third base umpire says he's safe. Now another lefty on lefty matchup for Welsher. 2 outs. Blake Mitchell. Now manager KT Landro calls time. He wants to have a longer conversation with the third base umpire. Again, the Barons threw over to third base as if to see if Rocha left early. Hard to tell from our angle, especially into right field. We're looking over to the right side of the field. And then Rocha at third base, tagging up on the play. 7-5 is the score at the moment. We'll see if anything gets changed. Bombers have 5 runs off 7 hits. Barons have 7 runs off 6 hits. The Bombers have 3 more games in the CCL after today. Next Saturday, they'll take on the Academy Barons here at the Academy. In between that, they'll have a game with the Blues next Tuesday, July 22nd on the road, and then take on the Oaks the final day of the CCL season, Sunday, July 27th. First pitch scheduled at 1 p.m. So those are the final 3 games for the Bombers. Now all 3 umpires are going to have a conversation. Thanks again for tuning into Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Barons are 8-19. Bombers are 5-11. If you take a look at the standings, the Barons are technically only 4.5 games back of the 3rd and final playoff spot. But with 7 games left, they not only have to take care of business, but they need the Saints to pretty much lose a majority of their games that are remaining. They're on a pretty bad slide as well. They've lost 4 in a row, and they're 2-8 in their last 10 games. Foresters sit at the top at a record of 21-9. The Oaks 20-9, but the Oaks are currently in first because the Foresters play in the NBC World Series. So they'll go on to play in Kansas this postseason. The Oaks will get the 1 seed if the standings hold. The Riptide are one of the hottest teams in the league. It's currently on a 7-game win streak. They're 18-11, 2 games back of the Oaks. The Saints are 13-15. The Waves are 5-6. The Bombers are 5-11. Both are affiliate teams. The Barons are 8-19, but we mentioned only 4.5 games back. If you do the math, 4.5 games back, 7 games left. You win at least. You have to at least win 6. I don't think you can even afford to lose 2. If you go 5-2, don't think there's much of a chance, because you would really need the Saints then to lose all their games, and that's a tall task, as bad of a slide they're on. So after the discussion, the umpire crew decide that he is safe. He left the bag on time. A rather long conversation. The sun begins to set here in Southern California. Skies begin to change colors. Another beautiful evening. 2 outs. Runner on third base for Blake Mitchell, who reached on a fielder's choice. First pitch, breaking ball on the front door. And at 69 miles per hour. And not a power pitcher, but Welsher knows how to throw strikes. Foul ball, left side. No balls and 2 strikes. Barons lead 7-5. Becker, the runner at third base. The 0-2. Downstairs. Buckley traps it. Buckley asks for a new baseball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the home half of the 5th, we'll see Lujan, Buckley, and Torres. From the windup, here's Welsher's 1-2. Out of play, left side. One ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third base. Here's the pitch from Welsher. Ran it in on him. Mitchell was able to foul it off, just barely. Count remains at 1-2. Mitchell battles. Here's a pitch from Welsher. Breaking ball downstairs. So Mitchell with a couple tough takes. Fouls a tough one off. We'll see if Welsher can finish him off. Here's the lefties 2-2. Right there on the corner of the zone, that's strike 3. Mitchell goes down looking, upset with the call. But the Bombers do pick up 1 more run here in the 5th inning. They trail 7-5. Antonio Lujan will lead things off when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, Antonio Lujan will lead things off. Comes from quite a pedigree. Both his parents played at a high level. He's chatting with his dad and his mom, both in attendance here at the Academy. His dad, Mike Lujan, played at Azusa Pacific in the 80s. And then Lujan's mom is Lisa Fernandez. Many consider her to be one of the greatest softball players in United States history. Won 3 gold medals, won a couple of national championships at UCLA, and currently is the associate head coach. So big baseball and softball background for Lujan growing up. He just finished his freshman season at Azusa and fouls this first pitch off. Key to sacrifice fly in the 3rd inning that allowed 2 runners to tag up. Struck out looking in the 1st. Another switch hitter in the lineup for the Barons. One and one. Isaac Cota still on the mound for the Bombers. Barons lead 7-5. Two and one the count. Two on the count to Lujan. Nobody on base, nobody out. Cota kicks, deals. Lujan behind. 85, maybe a bit outside the zone. Lujan's one of those players that always looks comfortable in the batter's box. Has had many 2-strike hits this season. Down in the count. He's still able to come through for the Barons. The 2-2. Inside. That runs the count full. Didn't miss the zone by much, but it's one of those where Barnes, the catcher, is set up so far outside, he has to reach across into the home plate umpire. It looks as if it would miss the zone by a lot. Full count pitch to Lujan on its way. Drives this into left field. Becker goes back. Maybe have misread that one, but still has time to leap up and make the grab. He started coming in a few steps before getting on his horse and racing back towards the track. They always say in the outfield, first step is back. Made that one a little harder on himself. There's one out in the inning. In steps Nigel Buckley. Now Buckley has been hit twice. He's going to need a massage after this game. Both in his front leg. Last time he got hit, rather frustrated. First pitch outside. Buckley played this past season at Cal State Dominguez Hills. A couple players on the Barons roster this year. Him and J.J. Nolan played for the Toros. Fastball down and away. 2-0 the count. Buckley's another player that trained here at the Academy growing up. Guys like Isaac Ocampo, Chip Mertz, Hunter Backstrom, R.J. Jenkins, and many others. Skies this into the air in foul territory, the right side. Chu gives a look and it's out of play. We had a chance to talk with Nolan about his experience with Buckley at Cal State Dominguez Hills. Beginning of the season, it was a battle between him and another catcher, both freshmen, but Buckley was able to win the trust of a lot of his pitchers with his savvy baseball knowledge and beat out the other catcher on the roster. Started 42 games for the Toros this past spring. So got a majority of the starts. Upstairs, ball 3. 3-1 the count as another one gets away from Barnes. Luckily, no one's on base, but he's overthrown his pitcher Cota twice on the throwback. 1 out. Bottom 5. The 3-1. Buckley taps this foul, and it might have been a broken bat. Just off the sound there. Takes a peek. We've heard a lot of cracked bats this summer. Only one broke, like I mean shattered. I believe it was off the bat of Jacob Klinowski. And the broken piece went all the way to first base. I think we saw a visiting team as well have a broken bat that went pretty far into the infield. But most of the time this summer it's just been a crack. Buckley grabs a new bat from the dugout. Here's the 3-2. Puts this on the ground for Thomas Williams at short. Flings it over to first in time, out number 2. So Cota has been very effective coming out of the pen. He came into the game in the top or bottom of the 3rd inning with 2 outs. And then since then has set down 6 straight batters. 1, 2, 3 in the 4th. First 2 outs here in the 5th. Let's see if Torres can break that trend. Torres hit the 2 RBI double. He's 2 for 2 on the evening. And he was another player in a slump, but his bat has woken up today. A single, a double. Always plays with great hustle. Pitch moses the zone, and Barnes not happy with that call. Long pause from Cota. This one skips in the dirt. 2-0 the count. There was a rotation of outfielders early on in the season, but due to some of the injuries and guys not being available or a longer part of the roster, Torres has gotten a lot more playing time. Makes his 15th start on the season. Right on the edge of the zone, strike 1. Upstairs. 3-1 the count. In case you missed it yesterday, the reason both Mertz and Klinowski not playing this evening, the two had a big collision back in the top of the 1st yesterday against the Waves. Mertz was able to finish the game, but Klinowski had to be carted off. Torres goes down swinging. Nope, that's strike 2. I lost track of the count that time. It's a full count now to Torres. But it was a scary moment yesterday between Mertz and Klinowski. We hope both players recover well. Both players might be done for the summer. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on base. Payoff pitch. Foul ball. Cota battles with Torres. J.J. Nielsen is the batter on deck. Sends it in the air. Into a similar spot, out of play to the right side. Next pitch will be number 40 for Cota. And he's the 3rd pitcher of the evening and has done a nice job of not only eating up innings, but keeping the Barons off the base paths. He's retired 6 straight batters in a row. Torres hopes to break that. The 3-2. Another foul ball. Next pitch will be number 9 of the at-bat. Torres seeing the ball much better today. The highs and lows of a season. Pitch number 9 is also a foul ball. So we'll see what's in store for pitch number 10 as the ball boy Morelli for the Barons. Gives the ball to the home plate umpire. We'll see if they keep Jimmy Welsher in the game. He has his hoodie on in the dugout. Gave up 1 run in the 5th. The 3-2. Breaking ball. Torres puts this into left field, and it drops over the head of Thomas Williams. So on the 10th pitch of the at-bat, Torres able to find a way on and extends the inning. 2-out base knock for the Barons. That ends a streak of 6 straight batters retired in a row. 3 hits for Mr. Torres. That's hit number 7 on the evening for the Barons. In steps shortstop J.J. Nielsen. He had a sacrifice fly and drove in a run in his last at-bat. Comes up empty there on the hack. Currently doesn't have a at-bat recorded. He was hit by a pitch in the 2nd, sacrifice fly in the 3rd. Foul tips this into the glove. 0-2 the count, quickly. Nielsen, a native to Cerritos, just down the 91. Torres, small lead at first. Both players, the pitcher and the batter, or pitcher and the catcher, thought that was strike 3. Looking at our graphic here, we sort of agree for them. But it's ruled ball 1. Torres with the heads up move to swipe second. Not sure where that one missed. Runner on second base. Bonham holds the runner. 1-2 is a foul ball. That's twice this inning now that Coda's had to throw some extra pitches. Let's put it right there at the top of the zone, and home plate umpire hasn't called it a strike this inning. Coda comes set. The 1-2. Breaking ball, and that one is called strike 3. Nielsen goes down looking. On to the top of the 6th. 9-1 two-hitters due up for the San Diego Bombers. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. Top of the 6th inning, Flynn Barnes will lead things off. Thomas Williams and Lucas Bonham, those are the 3 batters due up.
Loading up for the batters in the top of the 6th inning, number 51, Flynn Barnes.
In steps the catcher. He's a 9-hitter today for our head coach, Scott Stanley. Ball 1, apparently. Barnes is 1 for 2 on the evening. That one does find the zone. Barnes came up with a 2 RBI single in the 4th inning. That was against starter Jacob Ramirez. Welsher is the second pitcher Barons have used this evening. Barnes fouls this off. 1-2 the count. Nobody out, nobody on base. Barons lead 7-5. Breaking ball misses outside. Good idea. Welsher with the 3-pitch arsenal. Fastball, curveball, changeup. It's a foul ball off to the right side. Out of play. Count remains at 2-2. Barnes steps back in. This one dives below the knees. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Mr. Barnes. Switch hitter Thomas Williams is on deck. Foul ball out of play behind us. We'll reset the defense for you for the Barons this inning. In the outfield, it's Lujan in left, Torres in center, Jason Del Villar in right field. Jimmy Welsher currently on the mound. A 3-2. Carrington gives a look, but it'll drift out of play. Another long at-bat here. Next pitch will be number 8. Nigel Buckley behind home plate. In the infield for the Barons, it's Nathaniel Williams at third, J.J. Nielsen at short, Cole Belfonte at second, and at first base, Jordan Carrington. It's the defense for the Barons this evening. Hit into the air, potentially in play for Buckley. He takes off the mask and makes the catch in foul territory. Out number 1. Welsher able to retire. Barnes to start the inning. He'll take on Thomas Williams now. Williams is a switch hitter just like his brother Nathaniel. We were lucky to have on Kamau Neighbors, who played for the Barons not this season but the past couple of seasons, and he's a switch hitter as well. Talked about his time with the Barons, learning how to switch hit, but also talked about playing with Thomas and the older brother James Williams. There's that breaking ball. Ooh, just misses the zone. Close miss. In a good spot. But now Thomas Williams will turn around and hit from the right side. High chopper to his brother at third base. Flings it over to first in time. 5-3 for out number 2.
Number 23, Lucas Bonham.
2 outs for Lucas Bonham. Nobody on base. First pitch downstairs. Bonham reached in an error in his last at-bat. He's 0 for 2 on the evening. Also reached on a walk in the third. 2-0 the count. First 2 pitches of the at-bat have missed. Welsher shakes off a few. That one misses outside. 3 straight misses here from Welsher. Batter on deck is Alan Chu. He's a left-handed hitter. That does find the bottom of the zone. Moves the count to 3-1. Barons lead 7-5. Drives this into left center field. Torres does cut it off and limits Bonham to a single, but it's a 2-out base knock. 8th hit of the game for the Bombers. They're now out hitting the Barons 8-7, yet the Barons lead 7-5.
Number 17, first baseman Allen.
Now we'll see Allen Chu. There's that lefty on lefty matchup we mentioned. Move over to first to check in on Bonham, and he's back in safely with the slide. Chu on the season makes his 9th start of the year. It's hitting .217. Chases the first pitch breaking ball. So tough, that lefty on lefty matchup. Breaking ball looks good until it doesn't. Welsher comes set. The 0-1. This one on the ground for Belfonte at second base. He gloves it and flips it underhand over to Nielsen, who's covering the bag. 4-6 to out for out number 3. Okay, thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel. On to the bottom of 6 we go. Carrington will lead things off when we come back from this break. So Nathan Ling is the new pitcher on the mound for the San Diego Bombers. 4th pitcher we're seeing this evening. Ling just graduated high school, committed to Regis University. He stands at 5'10" and is a native to San Diego. In steps Jordan Carrington. Carrington picked up an RBI single in the 3rd inning. Struck out in the 2nd. He's 1 for 2. Will Sanford started the game. Then Max Murray, Isaac Cota, and now Nathan Ling. 1-0 the count to Carrington. Barons lead 7-5. Bombers are out hitting the Barons 8-7. That's in the zone. 1-1 the count. Ling is a new addition to the Bombers roster, along with Blake Mitchell, playing in their first games today. Misses the edge of the zone. 2-1 the count to the first baseman. And with Klonowski's injury, Del Villar moves to right field and Carrington gets to start at first. That does graze the outer parts of the zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Carrington empty on the swing there. It's a strikeout for out number 1. Overpowered on the fastball up in the zone at 87. Back to the top of the order. Nathaniel Williams, He's had a nice back and forth day with his brother. He's grounded out to him twice. His brother Thomas just grounded out to Nathaniel at the very tail end of the 6th inning. Got to be pretty cool for the parents to watch both their sons play. Foul ball left side, out of play. Williams will be a sophomore this upcoming school year at Santa Ana College. This pops out of the glove, ball 1. Backdoor breaking ball finds the zone. A very nice pitch there from Ling. Has Williams in a 1-2 hole. His brother Thomas played 2 seasons at Santa Ana College before transferring to University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley. Oh, Barnes wanted to throw around again. Maybe just a bit wide, and he misses his pitcher. 3rd time this evening we've seen that happen. Luckily, all 3 times have been with no one on base. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Rocha has a big smile on his face at 3rd base. Williams steps back in. The 2-2. Drives this into center field, and it falls right before Fishbow can get to it. 1-out single. First hit of the evening for Nathaniel Williams. Williams finished the game hitless last night, went 0 for 4, did reach via a walk. At one point in the season, he was hitting in the 460s, and you've seen that batting average slowly trickle down to where he's now hitting 370 on the year, or entering today's contest. He's over at first base. Chu holds the runner, and steps Belfonte with 1 out. He's reached twice, 1 for 2 with the walk. First pitch, foul ball behind us. And Nathan Ling, the new pitcher, taking over for the Bombers. Manager Scott Stanley. There's 5-11 on the year. He drives this into center field. Another ball that Fishbow can't get to. Back-to-back singles. Runners on first and second for the Barons here in the bottom of the 6th. Another chance here for Tommy Gooden with runners on base. A very dangerous hitter here. He's 1 for 2. Had that 2-run blast in the first inning. His 6th home run on the season. And of course, we can't mention Gooden's name without mentioning that he won the 2025 Home Run Derby, the CCL Showcase, 2 days ago. Put on quite a display in the Derby. 1 out. First pitch looked like a slider on the top of the zone. Belfonte at first. Williams at second. Move over to second base. Check in on Williams. And Williams makes the catch. No tag. Ling delivers. Ball outside. 1-1 the count. Gooden foul tips this into the glove. That was right down Broadway on that pitch. We usually see Gooden take those over the right field wall. That time just misses that one. Barnes gets a new baseball for Ling. First and second, 1 out. 1-2 the count. Gooden smacks this into the air, left center. Fishbow races towards his right. Instead, it's the left fielder Becker who calls him off and makes the catch for out number 2. So 2 outs for Jason Del Villar.
Number 23, Jason Del
Always a big
Villar.
sigh of relief for the pitcher, the opposing pitcher, when they can retire Gooden. Del Villar had an RBI single in the third. He's 1 for 3 on the evening. Front door breaking ball misses the spot. 1-0 the count. We had Del Villar on the broadcast pretty recently. Last week before the CCL showcase break. Pitch misses downstairs. 2-0 the count. Still looking for a new home this summer after Sonoma State announced that they were discontinuing all their athletic programs. Home plate umpire calls time. Ling came set before Del Villar had his eyes up. The 2-0. Del Villar smacks this into left field, but foul. Out of play. 2-1 the count. Del Villar's single was a loud one into the left field corner. Might have been extra bases had there not been a runner in front of him. I think both Del Villar and the runner were caught ball watching just a bit. It sounded good off the bat, but fell short of the wall. Downstairs, Williams takes third base. And Belfonte follows. 2 runners in scoring position for the Barons after the wild pitch. Three and 1 the count to Del Villar. Another good hitter's count. Antonio Lujan in the on-deck circle. We'll see what Ling throws here. He picked up the first 2 outs, or the first out rather smoothly, striking out Carrington. Allowed back-to-back singles and then got Gooden to fly out. Del Villar with a 3-1 count. Drives this into left center field. That'll play 2 runs for the Barons. They now lead 9-5. Del Villar heads for second. No cutoff, and he beats the throw. So 2 more RBIs for Jason Del Villar. Give him 3 on the evening. Del Villar and Tommy Gooden playing a big part in tonight's success for the Barons. Gooden with 2 RBIs. Del Villar with 3 now. Alejandro Torres also with 2 RBIs in the lead right now. 9-5 is the score. And steps Antonio Lujan. And Lujan has power to leave the yard, but his only home run came at the very first game of the season. Against the Bombers, too, back on June 6th. Puts this on the ground for Rocha at third base. Bit of a high throw, but Chu able to bring it down and stay on the bag for out number 3. On to the top of the 7th. Barons lead 9-5 thanks to the 2 runs driven in by Jason Del Villar. When we come back, Mikey Rocha will lead things off for the Bombers. New pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons, taking over for Jimmy Welsher. He's a right-hander by the name of Adrian Blanchette. Blanchette wears number 34. Played this past season at UC Riverside in the Big West. He played for the Barons last season, and out of high school he committed to USC for the Trojans, but wasn't part of the plan going forward, so he entered the transfer portal, transferred to UC Riverside. He's shown a lot more command with his pitches this summer, and it's a first pitch strike to Rocha. His fastball can get into the low 90s. We've seen him hit 92 before here on the gun. Rocha, Becker, and Finelli, the three batters due up. Now Blanchett steps off. Maybe confused as to signals thrown by Buckley. Come set. Foul ball right side. Moves the count to 0-2. Rocha spent this past season at Southeast Missouri State and only appeared in 11 games for the program. Will be a senior this upcoming school year. A conversation between Buckley and Blanchette. Conversation come set. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs, and that hits off the mask of Buckley. Just missed it with his glove there. Don't see that too often from Buckley behind home plate. Now the two are having a conversation again, just trying to get on the same page. I think Buckley expected that ball to break. It just stayed up. Blanchette makes his 9th appearance on the summer for the Barons, has pitched 11 innings, 16 strikeouts, and has a .317 ERA. Hasn't allowed a run in the last 6 innings he's pitched in. The slider dives outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The only outing he gave up runs in this summer was against the Saints. Gave up 4 earned runs. But outside of that outing, he's been spotless. Tried with the front door breaking ball, and Buckley not able to grab that one. And missed inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, the two still trying to get on the same page. Full count to Rocha. Becker on deck. Foul ball. Count remains full. In Blanchette's last outing, he pitched 2 innings against the Orange County Riptide. That was over in Irvine. Gave up 3 hits. Struck out 4. Three balls and 2 strikes to count. Here's the payoff pitch. Rocha goes down swinging. That's out number 1. 90 on the radar gun. Bit outside. Rocha couldn't catch up to it. Yeah, thanks for tuning in to Academy Barons Baseball. Barons lead 9-5 in the top of the 7th. 7 games left on the year. Barons are 8-19, but only 4.5 games back of that final playoff position. First pitch swinging over to the right side of the infield. Carrington underhands it to Blanchette, and he beats Becker to the bag. Pitchers got to be athletes too. Second out in the inning. Now looks like we're going to see a pinch hitter, James Derflinger.
Number 21, Gianluca Finelli in the 6th spot. Player number 1, James Derflinger.
So James Derflinger hits for Gianluca Finelli at the DH position here in the top of the 7th. 2 outs, base is empty. Derflinger listed as an outfielder. Foul tips this into the padding. 0-1 the count. Oh and 1 the count. 2 outs, nobody on base. Derflinger behind on the fastball. 0-2. Derflinger played this past season at Saddleback College. Before that, played at Crean Lutheran, a private school over in Irvine. The 0-2 from Blanchette. Foul ball out of play. The 12th appearance on the season for Derflinger and the Bombers. He has 8 hits and 28 at-bats. 11 starts on the season. 0-2 the count. Downstairs, Derflinger chases. Buckley sets his feet. Throws over to Carrington, and he bobbles it, but does gather it quickly. Whew, scary moment there. Strikeout 2-3 on the putout. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Adrian Blanchette and the Academy Barons. We'll stay on during the 7th inning stretch. Of course, we always want to say thank you for tuning in, wherever you may be tuning in from. Barons are 8-19 on this season. At one point, there were 7-10 heading into the month of July. Things just really fell apart for the Barons. And while they might be on the outside looking in on the playoff picture, still plenty to play for lots of these Barons as they look for new homes. We mentioned guys like Jason Del Villar, J.J. Nielsen, Hudson LaBarbera, and other guys are in the transfer portal. Some other guys are JUCO guys looking to find homes for their careers. It's always a pleasure calling games for the Academy Barons. Another summer in the books. 3 more games left. 1 tomorrow night against the Philippines baseball group. Then next Tuesday against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And the last game of the year, Saturday, July 26th, against the San Diego Bombers. So we'll see the Bombers once more. If you can't make it out to the ballpark, be sure to tune in to the live stream. We'll go live about 10 minutes before the game. And we always suggest you make it out to the ballpark, a very accessible place to get to, right off the 91 freeway. Can get off either Long Beach Boulevard or on Santa Fe Avenue. So another new pitcher for the San Diego Bombers, and he's new to the roster. In his first game, it's Trevor Morgan. Wears number 52. Comes in relief of Nathan Ling, who only pitches 1 inning. Uses 21 pitches. Trevor Morgan wears number 52, stands at 5'10". First pitch swinging. Buckley grounds it over to Rocha. Deep throw, but no problem for the experienced third baseman. Out number 1. Ling gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Barons lead 9-5. They picked up 2 runs in the 1st, 5 in the 3rd, and 2 runs in the 6th. One out for Alejandro Torres, seeing the ball really well this evening. Perfect 3 for 3. Some late tail on that, and it catches the zone. 0-1 the count to the center fielder. 2 singles and a double today, along with 2 RBIs. Comes up empty on that swing. No balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on base, 1 out. Now Torres calls time and wipes something off his face. Hits have come in bunches for Torres this evening. Fouls this one off. In his last at-bat, he saw 10 pitches, and on the 10th pitch, able to record a single with 2 outs in the 5th inning. Pretty impressive at-bat, to say the least, for Torres. Skies this in the air. Right side, Chu has room to make a play on the dirt. Makes the grab for out number 2. Second out. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Barons lead 9-5. Bombers have 5 runs off 8 hits. Barons have 9 runs off 10 hits, 2 errors defensively. That gives them 40 errors on the season. Again, 5th pitcher we're seeing on the evening, Trevor Morgan. Misses upstairs to Nielsen on the first pitch. Nielsen's 0 for 1, struck out looking in his last at-bat. Hit a sac fly and drove in a run in the 3rd. Swings and misses there. 1-1 the count. Nielsen foul tips it into the glove. In that first week of July, Nielsen was seeing the ball really well and was on a 4-game hitting streak. Hit a triple at Santa Barbara and double back here at the academy. Comes up empty on the swing, and so Morgan sets down the Barons 1-2-3. On to the top of the 8th. Bottom third of the order due up for the San Diego Bombers when we come back. Back here on the Academy Barons YouTube channel, Dylan Fishbow leads things off for the San Diego Bombers. They trail 9-5, top of the 8th. Jordan Blanchette returns back out for his second inning of work. Worked a 1-2-3, top of the 7th. First pitch downstairs to the center fielder. Blanchette picked up 2 strikeouts in the 7th inning. Third pitcher the Barons have used this evening. Right on the edge of the zone. 1-1 the count. Ramirez started the game and went 4 innings for the Barons. Picked up 6 strikeouts, allowed 4 earned runs, and 5 hits. No walks. Correction, 2 walks. That finds the zone. 1-2 the count. After that, it was Jimmy Welcher for 2 innings. He only gave up 1 run, allowed 3 hits, and picked up 2 strikeouts. It's been an impressive pitching performance thus far for the Academy Barons. Desperately needed a win. 7 games left. 4.5 games back of the playoff spot, which is hosted by held by the Arroyo Seco Saints. It's a strikeout for Blanchette. Out number 1. And we can look at the scoreboard here in the CCL. The Saints currently trail the Riptide 10-4 in the top of the 6th. So there's a chance.
Number 57, Blake Mitchell.
Barons would need to win pretty much the rest of the games from here on out. In steps Blake Mitchell, the right fielder. Haven't seen much from him at the plate today. He's 0 for 3. High and wide. One the count to Mitchell. Currently in the transfer portal. Spent this past school year at Spring Hill College in Texas. That one spiked in the dirt. 2-0 the count. Mitchell lists his hometown as Fairview, Texas. That one misses the zone. 3 straight misses here from Blanchette. In case you're wondering where Fairview, Texas is, it's just outside of Allen, Texas, which is a good 35 to 40 minutes outside Dallas. So in that region of the state. The 3-0 to Mitchell. He had the green line on a 3-0 count. Foul tips it into the net. Cool thing about Summer League Baseball, you see players from all over the country, not just California. Bombers have a player on the roster by the name of Min Sao Jang. He's from Seoul, South Korea. Barons had Jeremiah Enix on the roster for much of the season. He's from Anchorage, Alaska. The 3-0 misses outside, so Blanchette issues his first walk of the outing. Barons still lead by 4. I'll have to be careful. Bombers can score. The Bombers have come from behind before this season to defeat the Barons. In steps the catcher, Flynn Barnes. There's a runner on first base. Carrington holds. Runner takes off on the first pitch, up the middle for Nielsen. He steps on the bag. Not going to be in time, but the throw over to first is there for out number 2. So Mitchell, we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, one of the faster players that you'll see, took off for second, and that gave him an advantage. He beat Nielsen to the bag. It was a bang-bang play. 6-3 for out number 1. Mitchell at second. Back to the top of the order. Thomas Williams steps in. And the middle brother of the Williams family, James, Thomas, and Nathaniel. James and Thomas trained here at the academy and played a couple seasons. First pitch strike from Blanchette. This past season at Rio Grande Valley, Williams played in 54 games, hit .275, hit 9 home runs, drove in 55. Pretty productive year his junior season. Oh, that backdoor. Ooh, didn't quite catch the backdoor. 1-1 the count. Good idea. Just a bit outside. Maybe a bit upstairs, too, for Blanchette. The 1-1, a tapper over to Belfonte at second. Cruises through that one over to first. Out number 3. So Barron's still hanging on to that 9-5 lead. Bottom of the 8th. It's their last chance to get some insurance runs and pull away from the Bombers. Due up for the Barons, the 9-1 two-hitters. Jordan Carrington will lead things off when we come back. New pitcher on the mound for the San Diego Bombers. Man by the name of Shane Anderson. Anderson wears number 75. He spent this past season at Georgia Gwinnett College as a junior. He's a native to Chandler, Arizona. And it's his 4th appearance for the San Diego Bombers. All have been out of the pen. He hasn't allowed a run yet this season. 7 strikeouts in 5 innings. He's pitched once against the Barings. That was back on July 9th in the Bombers' 6-2 victory. I believe he pitched that 9th inning. I could pull that up real quick in the scorebook. San Diego Bombers, July 9th. He did. He pitched the 9th inning against the Barons that evening. Hit the first batter, but then was able to get a strikeout. They caught J.J. Nielsen trying to steal, and then a ground out to end the 9th inning there. It was a 4-run game, so not quite a save for Shane Anderson. But here in the bottom of the 8th, and what potentially could be the last at-bats for the Barons this Friday evening. Barons lead 9-5. 6th pitcher we're seeing on the evening. Will Sanford only lasted 2 innings. Max Murray only lasted 2 outs. Isaac Cota really came in and saved the day for manager Scott Stanley and pitched 2 1/3 innings. Nathan Ling pitched 1 inning. Trevor Morgan pitched 1 clean inning. And now we're seeing Shane Anderson. In steps Jordan Carrington. Yeah, Carrington was one of those players who switched his walk-up music earlier today. Approve of the choice. Carrington, Williams, Belfonte. 3 batters due up here in the home half of the 8th. Generous call there for strike 1. We'll see who comes out on the top of the 9th. Barons lead by 4, so not quite a save situation. Downstairs. 1-1 the count. Carrington struck out swinging in his last at-bat. He's 1 for 3, an RBI and a stolen base. Upstairs for ball 2. And Carrington, a native to Rancho Cucamonga, played a season at Compton College before transferring to LA Valley College this past school year. 2-1. There's that backdoor breaking ball. In for strike 2. The 2-2 pitch from Anderson. Leaves that downstairs. It's now a full count. Three-two the count. Nobody on base, nobody out. Home half of the 8th inning. Carrington drives this into right field. Coming in to make the catch is Blake Mitchell. Nice first instincts. 98 miles per hour off the bat of Carrington. One of the harder hit balls he's hit all season. Unfortunately, right at a defender.
Number 6, Nathaniel Williams.
In steps Nathaniel Williams. Shane Anderson can get his fastball into the low 90s. Williams does have the power, just has to make contact, find a barrel. Can easily drive one over the wall. Set from the left side. Every single at-bat today. Hits this one into the air, left field. Becker races in, can't make the grab in time. Second base knock for Nathaniel Williams. 11th hit of the evening for the Academy Barons. There's a one-out base runner.
Given to the plate for the Barons at 26, Cole Belmonte.
So Williams picks up 2 singles. His day is most likely done at the plate. And if it is, he would finish the game 2 of 5. First multi-hit game in 2.5 weeks. In steps Cole Belmonte. He has 2 singles today. Second start of the season and starting for the injured Chip Mertz. We hope both Mertz and Klonowski is okay after yesterday's collision in right field. Throw over to first, close play. Williams just gets in ahead of the tag by Chu. Belmonte hit a single in the 6th, single in the 1st, walked in the 3rd, grounded out in the 4th inning. 2 of 3. Down and away. One and one the count to Belmonte, runner on first. He smacks this into center field. Fishbow comes in and makes the grab for out number 2. So Williams forced to stay at first base. Now we'll see Tommy Gooden. He's been quiet since the 2-run home run in the 1st inning. Still, it gave the Barons the first lead of the game, and they really never looked back. 2 runs in the 1st, 5 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th. That's how they have their 9 runs off 11 hits. Runner on first, 2 outs. Tommy Gooden flew out to left field in his last at-bat. Outside. He drew a walk in the third and came around to score. Struck out in the fourth. 1 for 3. Puts this on the ground for the second baseman, Bonham. He knocks it down, gets to his feet, and makes the throw over to first in time. An impressive display of athleticism there by the second baseman from El Camino College. It's a third out here in the bottom of the eighth. Barons hanging on to a 9-5 lead. When we come back, now actually we'll stay on if this is the last ups and final 3 outs. Last Friday game here of the 2025 summer season. 3 games left on the year. Does look like we're going to get a new pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons. So 3 more home games. 1 tomorrow night against the Philippines baseball group. 1 this upcoming Tuesday against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And 1 this upcoming Saturday, pretty much a week from now, July 26th, against the San Diego Bombers. The Barons will see the Bombers 1 more time. And the new pitcher on the mound for the Academy Barons is a right-hander by the name of Elias Valdez. Elias Valdez played for the Golden West Rustlers this past school year. And he just recently committed earlier this week to the University of Pacific over in the West Coast Conference. So congratulations to Elias Valdez. He comes in, not a save opportunity, but very similar to one. And he's been asked to do that earlier this year plenty of time, so he has experience in that category. He does have 2 saves on the season. There would have been another if you count a 4-run lead as a save. He pucked up a save June 28th against the Philippines, and then on June 13th against the Oaks. He did blow a save against the Orange County Riptide on the road back on June 15th. His last outing was against the Waves on July 1st. Gave up 2 earned runs and a 5-7 or 7-5 loss. That was a tough one because Valdez came in, top of the 9th inning. It was the 2nd inning of work. He pitched the 8th inning, and he gave up 2 runs in that top of the 9th after the Barons had just tied it up. It was a 5-4 game heading into the 8th. Barons tied it up at 5-5. In the top of the 9th, the Waves took a 7-5 lead. Valdez was hit with the loss. In 8 innings, has 12 strikeouts and has a 4.50 ERA. So he's the new pitcher on the mound. 4th pitcher this evening we're seeing for the Academy Barons. Ramirez for 4, Welsher for 2, Blanchette for 2, and now Blanchette gives way to Elias Valdez for the final 3 outs. Again, don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. You'll get a notification every time we go live. We'll go live about 10 minutes before first pitch. The 3 remaining games all are scheduled to start at 6:05 p.m. Barons lead 9-5 here in the top of the 9th. You'll see the 2-3-4 hitters. Bonham made a really nice play at second base, diving to his left, batting the ball down with his glove, and it was near him, so he was able to gather and throw over to first in time. 1-0 count. Into the air, shallow right field. Del Villar makes a sliding grab, and that's a huge first out in the top of the 9th. What a play there made by the right fielder, Del Villar. Keeps the leadoff base runner off the base pass. 1 out of the inning for Alan Chu.
For the Bombers, number 17, Alan Chu.
First pitch misses outside. Chu comes up empty on the swing. 1-1 the count. Chu's 1 for 4. Hit the RBI single that drove in the first run of the game in the first inning, but has been quiet since. Outside, ball 2. Before 2 seasons at Golden West, Elias Valdez played at Kennedy High School over in La Palma, right off the 91. Two balls and 2 strikes after the foul ball. Ken Valdez, one of the newest commits to the University of Pacific after 2 seasons at Golden West College. The 2-2 flailed into foul territory. Mikey Rocha, the batter on deck. That one in on the hands, and Chu just fouls it off to the left side. He'll stay alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. Really nice display of pitching from the entire pitching staff for the Barons. Ramirez gave up 4 in 4 innings. 1 run given up by Welsher and 2. Into the air, in right field, towards the line. Del Villar has time and makes the grab before heading into the bullpen. Out number 2. After Jimmy Welsher, Adrian Blanchette kept the Bombers off the scoreboard in the 7th and the 8th inning.
For the Bombers, number 36, Mikey Rocha.
Really strong performance from the Barons pitching staff, and the offense has done enough to get them ahead. They lead 9-5. Bombers down to their final out. Rocha swings on the first pitch over to Nathaniel Williams at third base. First victory here at home in the month of July. Barons win 9-5. Barons finish with 9 runs off 11 hits and 2 errors, while the Bombers finish with 5 runs off 8 hits and no errors defensively. With the win, the Barons advance to 9-19 on the season, while the Bombers fall to 5-12 after the loss. Jacob Ramirez gets the victory in tonight's contest, while Will Sanford gets hit with the loss. Of course, we want to say thank you to everyone who helped out with the broadcast today. Shout out to TJ and Oliver, of course DT for helping us get the substitutions always. Of course, we want to say thanks to Kamau Neighbors, who hopped on the broadcast as a guest. Not on the roster this year, but played the past couple seasons with the Academy Barons and played this past spring with the Louisville Cardinals. It was fun talking baseball with him. And the Barons come out victorious. Final score 9-5. The next time they'll be at home is against the Philippines baseball group tomorrow evening. First pitch at 6:05. If you can't make it out, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel, and you can tune into the live stream then. For Kamau Neighbors, TJ, Oliver, DT, and everyone else who helped out with today's broadcast, my name is Noah Alvarez saying thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.